Welcome to another video of What's in a Manual, and this time, Super Paper Mario, aka one of my favorite Wii games. Honestly, probably my third favorite, maybe. There's a lot of great Wii games out there, but you know, uh, and the two that would be above this are Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Like I said, a lot of great Wii games. Very nostalgic for New Super Mario Bros. Wii, but that's not the greatest game, and I also have nostalgia for the first one, so I just like that better anyway. And then, of course, you have the Zelda games, which I have Twilight Princess, but I've never played Skyward Sword, and I'm not the biggest Zelda fan, especially the 3D Zeldas. And of course, you have your non Nintendo games. There's obviously a bunch of more Nintendo games, but you also have like the, Okami, No More Heroes, the Sega games, that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm rambling. So, as is going to be customary, I'll show the box, but we're not really talking about the game. We're talking about the manual, and the box is kind of like accoutrements, like the manual is as well. But yeah, Mario in 3D. I'll obviously still talk about the game a little bit. You know, also this is the player's choice version. And I got it used, so I think Player's Choice was $20. I don't know what it is in Canada. I don't think I ever bought any Player's Choice games firsthand. Uh, so I'm just seeing in here. I think that's just from the game store this came from. See that little kind of sticker there. And this is one of the Wii games that actually has everything. And if you don't know what that means, I'll show you. So back in the day, there's a Club Nintendo. Now we have My Nintendo, but Club Nintendo was a pre-version of that, and basically you could get digital games and physical rewards by using points, and you get points by buying games and consoles. And there's also other ways, like you could do surveys. You can see this is specifically a Paper Mario one because he's on the back there. And some so My Nintendo now is basically the same thing, except for you get your points automatically for digital games, and you get points. Basically, you can redeem points on any game that released within the last year. So even if you buy it secondhand, you get points if it released within the last year. Conversely, if you buy a new game but didn't release in the last year, then you don't get any points. And Club Nintendo is still better in my opinion because it was just the best rewards, just the physical stuff, and just digital games. Whereas My Nintendo used to have some digital, not yeah, some digital software. You could get Flipnote Studio 3D that way, but not anymore, obviously. And there are physical rewards now, but there wasn't for the longest time. And the physical rewards honestly aren't nearly as good as My Nintendo. And now just talking about this. This is the other piece of paper that it came with other than the manual. This is kind of basically an advert, so if you like Paper Mario, Super Paper Mario, check out these games. And it is cool how these are specific. Like, it mentions Super Paper Mario, so here are the other Mario games, as opposed to it just being kind of generic. And then here's a middle section. It's in English and French because, like I mentioned in the last episode, I am Canadian. They just do this. So there's Hulu, there's Netflix, and then here is the Wii Shop channel with Virtual Console, Mario 3, Paper Mario. And then WiiWare, which it has the accursed. And then on the back, it's Mario Galaxy 2, Mario Party 9, and this front part. So that's pretty neat, and by the time this game released, internet was still was a thing, a big thing. So you didn't necessarily need this to know games you would want to buy, and certainly, especially Mario Party 9, I'm nostalgic for it. But if you like Super Paper Mario, you're probably not gonna like Mario Party 9, but still pretty neat. And it's just nice to get stuff other than the manual as well. And then speaking of, here it is. Last time we did Bayonetta and it had an advert on the back, but this time it is just full or half art, half generic kind of a text, which is pretty neat. We get some art. So here's ultra blah blah, warranty. Table of contents. Here we go. Also, interestingly, this has a Spanish manual as well. But yeah, this is only 12 pages by the looks of it. And also, there's a system menu update, which is kind of interesting. That's not something I ever experienced, I don't think, on the Wii. But anyway, starting a new game, this just jumps right into it. Very basic stuff, just how to save, which in this game you hit the save block, so it's obvious end game, but kind of explaining that system so that it's slightly less traditional is quite nice. And then of course the controls, specifically for this game, I think that's quite needed, just because, you have the obvious stuff, but this is you have a controller with not many buttons, so basically everything does something, is what I'm trying to say. And there's some kind of spoilers, I guess, here, where it's saying you can play as the 4 characters, but I think that was kind of it was kind of the marketing, and at the very least, they're all on the front page to varying degrees. And Peach and Bowser are about the same size, so you could actually say, Mario, you unlock Mario, then Peach, then Bowser, then Luigi's smallest because he's last. But anyway, basic rules. I guess I'll read it. I have to read out something. I don't know why. That's just the urge I get. So, Super Paper Mario is an action-adventure game where you control Mario, Peach, and friends. You will gain points and coins by defeating enemies. Collecting points will allow you to level up, which will increase your HP, heart points, and attack power. There are many stages to explore, and each one has more fearsome enemies than the last. Be sure to level up as you go. That's kind of a weird section for the basic rules, actually, just having that be the general blurb, but it does explain the systems. Also, just compared to Bayonetta, this one blows it out of the water just because it's kind of similar style, but in color. And I'm keep on going back to that, but last time I mentioned how that era was kind of the decline, but I mostly meant that for Xbox. The Wii U era, just in general, had many declines, but that's when I kind of see the decline of the manual. Though I could be wrong, I don't have that many physical Wii U games. So here you can see, walk, run, crouch, move cursor, status ailments, which is, as someone who plays Pokemon, that's kind of a weird thing to have them described as in a Mario game, even if it makes sense. And then here is kind of explaining your Mario, Peach, Bowser. No Luigi, interestingly. I guess, Mario and Peach were definitely the big ones in the marketing from what I remember. Obviously Mario, but Peach was, her gameplay was in the commercials from what I remember. Maybe Bowser. Bowser was definitely in the commercials, but I don't know if him being played as was. And Luigi is kind of hidden, I guess. Luigi arguably isn't the biggest part of the game from a user playing as him, or a player playing as him, rather. But he still is important. See, here's that kind of what I'm mentioning characters, just Mario and Peach. And this whole entire section is just menus. Items, maps, everything you need, basically. And also just talking a bit about the game itself. I actually talking a lot about the game itself because that ends kind of abruptly, honestly. Just that and then nothing. I was saying it was 13 pages, maybe? No, I think I did say it was 12. Yeah. But yeah, only 12 pages isn't bad, but having it end so abruptly is kind of sucky, I guess. And just to kind of describe what I mean, the Mario 3 manual, I don't have that game physically, but this is just something that I know. Mario 3 manual has a letter from Mario himself in the English version, I think, and then a letter from the staff in the Japanese manual just describing, hey, thank you for buying our game. We hope you enjoy. We worked hard on it. And I kind of wish more game manuals had that, not just because I want to be thanked for buying video games, but because it just adds a little personal touch. And in here you can see there's no notes section, which I'm, for games of this era, kind of, it's cool to have, I guess, but I'm indifferent on because you don't really need them. But yeah, this is a pretty short one, all things considered. See, you see that? That thickness? It's a third of that. It looks thicker on camera, but yeah. It's about, there we go. It's about a third of that. But yeah, I like Super Paper Mario. And that's not a bad manual, not great. The extras are pretty neat, especially since these are things that could be copy and pasted. Probably are copy and pasted to some degree. Like if you bought Mario Party 9, or because Mario Party 9 and New Soup Wii, I don't think I have the manuals for. Maybe I do for Galaxy 2. I might do that one next. But they're probably the same or similar because, this game wouldn't have been out for, New Soup Wii. But they would probably be similar except for the name change. And then, but it's still like cool how it's specifically, it could have easily been if you like this game, and then copy pasted it for probably Galaxy 2, Mario, and this game. And this is kind of just something that you got back in the day. It's hard to say this itself is cool, just because this is the cool part. Also, this doesn't do anything. By the time I bought this game, mine or Club Nintendo wasn't a thing anymore, and you obviously can't redeem that anymore. But yeah, the Paper Mario on the back is cool, and I definitely will be doing more Wii games for this series, so it'll be neat to see if for the ones that I do have these extras, to see if they're specialized and how they're specialized, and what games you get recommended. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.